Hi guys, hello from the Bahamas. I'm actually on a Disney cruise right now. Let me see if I can show you. Oh, there's the ocean. And we're pulling out of the Bahamas. I don't know if you can see it over there or not, but there's the ocean. We are on a Disney cruise this week, but I I have our newest product coming to you guys here in about 4 weeks, and so I need to keep things moving while I'm on the ship, and so I'm gonna record this video now because I happen to have some free time before dinner here on the ship. And gosh, I've been thinking about a lot of things on this ship that I would love to talk to you all about. And just so you know, my like video recording stick broke, and so that's why I am holding this with my hands. So I apologize if it's a little messy. But anyway, this video I wanted to talk about eco-conscious material and how important is it or is it not? I wonder if you guys ask that question ever. I found myself in H&M, which is used to be one of my very favorite stores, and I stopped shopping there about the time that I started doing the animal welfare T-shirts for the kids. Was the first kind of eco-friendly piece that I did, and when I started doing those, I started researching eco-friendly material and sustainable things, and I just kind of fell down a rabbit hole in researching, and then kind of became paralyzed and felt like I couldn't shop anywhere anymore because everything was bad. And I wonder if anybody else, if you ever run into that issue. I'm curious. But H&M used to be one of my favorites, and then I didn't go there for years, a couple of years, and then I went in because they have the Conscious collection. So I thought, okay, well, I'll go shopping there. At least now they have the Conscious collection, and then they also have the recycle. You can take your clothes in and give them to recycle. So I went shopping, and then it's an interesting thing. I also wonder if this has happened to any of you. You're shopping around, and you're like, I only want to buy the Conscious collection, but then here's this super cute dress over here that's not part of the Conscious collection, and you just ask yourself, like, does this really matter? Like, there's thousands of pieces of clothes in that store that are being purchased by people, and does it even matter if what choice I make? And I mean, I think you guys probably know that ultimately I think it does. I am continuing to try to make my everyday life more and more focused on that. But I also, like as I mentioned, I was paralyzed, and I stopped shopping altogether. And so I think there's a balance somewhere where we can be trying to make a difference, but we don't have to be absolutely perfect. I think perfect would be amazing, but I don't even know what perfect is. I'll tell you honestly that hours and hours and hours I've spent researching, I still don't even know what perfect is. So I've kind of landed on I'm going to try, and I hopefully am not going to feel guilty for not being perfect. So I'm curious if that's something that you all deal with. Do you struggle with that? I'm really curious. So when it comes to eco-conscious materials, I have found that there are a whole bunch of spots in the stages of making clothing where sustainability and consciousness can come into play, all the way from the farm and the seed, all the way to the quality of a piece of clothing and the durability and how long you wear it and how often you wear it. So starting with like the seed, when you get it, they even have genetically modified seeds. What I've read is that most of cotton is actually made with a genetically modified seed. So when you've got that genetically modified organism as a seed, it's then causing kind of a whole slew of different things when it comes to the farming and the way that the farming is handled, the way that the soil is impacted, the way the air is impacted, the water impacted. So, with cotton, cotton's kind of a rough one because cotton not only seems to usually be done with this genetically modified seed, but also it uses an incredible amount of water, like blow your mind amount of water for, they say, one t-shirt. It could be like up to 9 years of drinking water. I wish I could recall the statistic, but I read something that you could, by eliminating something cotton, you could like give enough water to the entire country of India where people don't have enough water. It was something crazy. So cotton's a rough one because the feel of it is awesome, right? And the good side to cotton is that it's biodegradable. So if you, it's not as bad in some ways as like a polyester, because polyester will never break down, whereas cotton will break down. It's a natural resource, but it uses an incredible amount of water, an incredible amount of pesticides, fertilizers, and genetically modified seed most often. So the thing that you can do there, if you don't already know this, is look for organic cotton. Organic cotton is going to eliminate all those things that I just mentioned, except for the water. It still takes an incredible amount of water. Also, you can look into kind of like where cotton is grown. So there are different organizations that will certify cotton, like within the United States at least. And so you can know that it's grown someplace where, it's ethical labor and ethical practices, that sort of thing. Another plant, so most materials, at least from what I found, are made with plants. So you get bamboo. So bamboo is another one that is questionable, I guess, when I read it. I think it's not perfect. It seems like it is a step in the right direction because bamboo grows naturally quickly and it's cut off. It's a grass, so it's cut off. It's not uprooted from the soil. It's cut off and then it regenerates, so the root stays. So it can be a sustainable. It can be sustainable, and the plant itself, bamboo, is actually a really great plant. And if you've felt bamboo clothing, it's incredibly soft. I mean, I absolutely love it personally. But to turn bamboo stalks into clothing, the manufacturing process of it is a little bit rough, and it uses a lot of chemicals to break it down. And somewhere I read that like only 50% of that hazardous waste that comes from that can be reclaimed or recycled. The rest of it is just hazardous waste. So it's not ideal. It's the same process that's used like to make rayon. It's called a viscose process. So rayon is kind of like a bad news one. So if you're looking at all the different kind of materials, you want to have as little rayon as possible in it because that is, heavily chemically processed. Some other things, plants that grow that might be a better option is you get linen, hemp. Both of those grow pretty naturally and can grow quickly and on small pots. And so those can be a good choice if you can find something with those. And then something that's really cool, actually. There's a company in Europe, I think it's in Austria, called Lenzing, Lenzing, and Lenzing is, I believe it's been accredited to one man. I'm not sure if he's the owner or the founder, but created an engineer who created a closed loop process. And so they use eucalyptus and beech trees. One thing is called Lenzing modal, and another thing is called Tencel, Tencel. Those are both made by Lenzing, and they, with eucalyptus and beech wood pulp, they turn that into a, they break that down, and then they turn it into, a yarn, and then that's sewn into a material. That waste, actually, they can take all of it and reuse it. So it's actually a really, really cool thing. So if you can find things made with Lenzing modal or Tencel, it's pretty neat. They seem to have really kind of taken the sustainability piece kind of as far as we as a human race right now can. So that's super cool. Also, there's recycled materials, which are also a really good choice. So you get recycled polyester. You guys probably know a lot of our stuff has recycled polyester because I just absolutely love the idea of being able to take plastic bottles that are polluting like our oceans, all this other lake beaches. I mean, just the city streets, honestly. So much plastic, and so that can be turned into a fiber and used to make clothing. And then you also get reclaimed cottons, like a lot of cottons. I think linen, but a lot of other materials can be recycled as well and reused to make something. So that's obviously like a really awesome option too, if you can find things that are made with recycled polyester or reclaimed materials, reclaimed cotton, etc. Yeah, so I think there's a lot of options in there, and I think the thing that I've found is that it's really hard to be perfect, and I found like to get really soft, nice quality, a lot of times it's a mix of materials. So you'll find cotton mixed with recycled polyester, cotton mixed with modal. You find that a lot of times you can get some of these really awesome materials, but they're mixed in with something else. And I've had to, honestly, like when I purchased for my business, I've had to just come down to, I've got to try, so it's like I'm making an effort, and we're trying to get the best thing that we can possibly get. And then as a consumer, I'm working on the same thing. I am trying really hard to, every time I want to buy something new, start with looking for a company who does it in a sustainable fashion. Another thing is just how like factories process it. A lot of times, like factories can make their own choices about how they handle the water and how they support conservation in their local area, all of that kind of stuff. So I try to start with buying from a business that focuses on sustainability, and that's where I've been starting and hoping to find options. And then if I exhaust all options and I can't find something sustainable, then I'll usually try to go with cotton over like a polyester or something that will sit in the landfill forever and never break down. Another thing that, if you don't already know this, probably by far the best thing you could possibly do is buy vintage. So if you are able to shop at a vintage shop or buy something, even trade with your friends, do like a clothing swap, that is by far the best way, because then you're getting at least a second life out of that piece of clothing, past your own use of it. And then obviously taking care of your clothes the best way you possibly can so that you get the longest use out of them, and then only buying things that you are absolutely in love with and absolutely want to have. So I've been working on slowly changing that for myself personally. I used to go into H&M and Forever 21 or wherever and just like take hundreds of clothes. I mean, probably like 4 batches, and what do they let you take, 6 at a time or something? So probably 30 pieces of clothing in the dressing room, and leave with a lot. And now I'm trying really hard to only buy something if I'm absolutely in love with it and I know I'm going to wear it all the time. So that's another thing that you can do is, really budget yourself and only buy things that might be a little bit more expensive and a little better quality, so they'll last for a while, and have it only be something that you absolutely love. So those are the kinds of things that I've been working on myself. And I don't know, I've spent so many hours researching eco-friendly materials and just conscious choices, and so I want to share as much of that information with you as I can. So I hope this video was helpful. If you ever have that question, when you're walking through a store, does it really matter if I buy an eco-conscious material? I think it does. I think it matters to try, and I also think that it's good to make your clothes last as long as possible. All right, thanks for listening, guys. I'd love to hear what you think. Comment below, and please let me know how this kind of thing is going in your life too. Okay, thanks. Bye.